Hello and welcome to this week's hashtag Toe to Toe. As always, we're joined by Spencer Fearon. Good to see you, Spencer.
How you doing, sis?
And this week, ahead of his fight on March the 30th with Scott Fitzgerald, Anthony Fowler.
Good to see you both again.
Yeah, really good to have you in. I was just saying to you before we started this, March 30th seems like a fair old way away, but it's really not, is it? It's coming around quickly.
It flies by. Every week just goes quicker and quicker, and before I know it, I'll be in the change rooms ready to walk out, so it's exciting.
How are you feeling? How's training going?
No, it's going great. I'm ahead of schedule a lot. I've got 8 weeks. I'm sparring 8 rounds now, feeling good already, so 8 weeks time, I'll be ready.
Feel ready? Well, you won't be surprised to hear you're a man that's very outspoken on Twitter. Not backwards and coming forwards, we like that. There's been quite a few questions coming in. We'll get started. Sam wants to know, when realistically will the Cheeseman fight happen?
I'm ready next.
Fights this weekend? Obviously,
we both got to win our fight. He's got a European title fight. I've got a domestic fight, but the fans want to see the fight. There's no point like delaying it. You know what I mean? It's hot now. He could lose. I'm not going to lose, but he might, and that'll ruin the fight. So let's not fight. Let's just fight now. Let's fight next.
Is this a fight, Spencer, you want to see now, or do you think it needs a little bit more time?
No, because Ted Cheeseman next up is fighting Garcia, which is not an easy fight, but he's fighting Garcia for the European title. So, fingers crossed he gets through that. It's a tricky fight because Garcia isn't the hardest concussive puncher, but he's sneaky. And when you see guys who haven't got knockout ratios, they got very good ring generalship. But I think Ted Cheeseman could get through him, and then that would be nice because it'd be a domestic fight, but it'd be for a European title. So I think next, hopefully, you get through with Scott Fitzgerald, which I believe that you will, and hopefully Cheeseman gets through, and then that fight would be a great fight for the summer.
Yeah, I think definitely. It would be a great fight to see. Rebel wants to know, who do you view as the top man in the super welterweight division?
I'd say Jared Hurd. He's a big tank. He looks like a light heavyweight, big, strong, aggressive fighter. I think he's the top dog.
I have to agree because his win over Trout was a very, very good win. His win over Lara, another really good win. They were like veterans, but this guy, it's early stages for him, and that for him to come out and get wins over these guys, and then when we saw what happened in the Harrison versus Charlo fight, which was a bit debatable, but regardless, a win's a win. So Charlo's not top of the roost anymore, so I'd have to say that Gerald Hurt. And not only that, he is a very, very big guy. He's very thick set, and yeah, he's very, very strong, and he seems like he's got good tunnel vision. So I'd say that he's the number one.
I'm seeing this one from Jerry, and I should have probably asked this one, Jerry, before I asked that question, so apologies for that one. Let's go back to Ted Cheeseman. He wants to know, will Cheeseman have the bottle to fight you, do you think?
Ooh. I think he's got the bottle. I think he believes himself. I think, like, deep down, Scott's a bit scared and being forced into the fight. I think Ted's got that belief, but it's come from, like, being managed correctly, and he's built his confidence up slowly and slowly, but not about a bottle, but he's in for the shock. I know for a fact that I want to take him to pieces.
He's had some strong words to say about Anthony, isn't he?
Well, you have to look. Ted's South London, right? No disrespect, but I'm South London, right? But I'm just saying. But no, I've known Ted Cheeseman for a very, very long time. He's and because he hasn't had all the gas behind him, all the hype and that, I think he's been able to progress just underneath the radar, so the pressure hasn't been on him. So he's got to learn his trade properly. And with you, because of your accomplishments in the amateurs, when you turned over, it's more of a spotlight, more eyeballs were on you, and so it's been different. So the journeys have been different, but I think Ted Cheeseman is a very, very good fighter, and I can't wait for you two to get on. I really can't wait for that fight. Obviously,
a lot of people are asking about the Cheeseman fight, and you have got to get through Scott Fitzgerald first. Does it bother you that people are kind of looking ahead too much?
No, because I always like to see myself where I want to go, and obviously I never look past Scott because, like I said in the press conference, anyone can knock it out. It's just the game we're in. Any slip up, split second, hitting your chin, it can all be over. I could be back to square one. So I wouldn't look past no one, but it's good that people are interested in me and people want to see me fight. It's very important to me that people actually want to see me. A lot of fighters, like Spencer said, come under the radar. No one really cares. No one really wants to watch them fight because they're either boring or they haven't got that X factor in the ring. With myself, people know what they're going to get. I'm going to get a proper fight, and that's why they're so excited about me and Cheeseman, because he's the same. He comes to perform and hate his opponent, but I just believe I'm such a better fighter than himself.
Is there a slight worry in the back of your mind, say if he comes through Saturday and beats Garcia, that he could want to move on to bigger titles and that fight could go away?
Listen, I wouldn't begrudge the guy. For business reasons, I wouldn't say, oh, he's a bottle job. It's up to him. he's his own man, I'm my own man. We're on our own careers, and if he did say, you know what, Lee Fowler, he's domestic, I want to box Brook or someone for like a fringe world title, I'd say good luck to him. I wouldn't like hold it against him, because at the end of the day, his career's about him, about making as much money for him and his family. So I wouldn't be begrudging, but from a fan's point of view, do you want to see the fight? Let's do it for the fans.
Agreed. Steve says, we saw Lewis Ritson come unstuck when he stepped up to European level. Do you think the fight this weekend could be too early for Cheeseman? There's always that danger, isn't there?
You know what? I watched a lot last night, and Spencer saying he's a good fighter. I disagree, mate. He looked like a basic novice. He had his hands there, blocking body shots. He looks tricky, but proper novice, like very, very basic. And I find it baffling that he's European champion with such a limited skill set. Obviously, he's a tough man, he's fit, he's tricky, but he can't even throw like 1-2s off falling in. He's falling over his front foot, which is the number one rule in boxing, don't fall in. So I don't think he's great at all. I think he's probably a big ticket seller in Spain. He's been managed correctly. I look through his record and I always analyse every opponent who they've boxed, and he's boxed 26 journeymen. He's had 2 proper fights. The last fella he looked crude as anything as well. And
but he got the win, though.
He got the win, yeah.
Right.
That's the main thing. He got the win, but there was 2 names on his record that looked all right fighters, and he's beat them both on points. But I just watched him and thought he's not special at all.
So I'm guessing, Spencer, you're very much going to disagree with this.
No, I have to disagree, because I'm saying when you don't see a guy that can whack, and he does look awkward, there's nothing that sits right with him. Yeah. But because there's nothing that sits right with him, the weight of expectation that's going to be put on Ted Cheeseman's shoulders to think, right, you're just meant to guy and then knock out this guy, it could be a trickier night. Ted Cheeseman could either stop this guy with, like, especially with the body shots, because the guy does leave himself open around the sides, or this guy could give him a long night. I still see Cheeseman winning the fight, but I don't think it's going to be like some foregone conclusion if the guy gets his momentum. He's unbeaten, and you being unbeaten yourself, right? You know what that brings. That brings confidence.
Of course.
Well, that's European level. Omar wants to know, how far away are you from a world title, and which of the current champions would you like to fight?
I'm a long way away. I'm under no illusions. Like, I still think Cheeseman's just domestic. I don't think Cheeseman's at European just yet. Even if he beats this kid, I don't rate the kid. I don't rate him. But I think this time next year, I'd like to be European level myself, hopefully European champion, and then box a few fringe world level fighters, the likes of Austin Strauss. And then I think the end of 2020, I'll be ready for my shot.
Do you feel happy with the rate that you're moving at?
Yeah, I think I've moved at a steady rate. Like some of the Olympians moved a little bit faster, Coley, Kelly, but I've moved at a good rate, and I've been asking for big fights like this for a while. It's not my fault, just politics, and I think this next fight is going to show people where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? Even if I had a good half fight with Scotland but on points, I wouldn't be happy, because I want to demolish him.
What was your plan for Anthony V. Spencer?
You know what? I think he's moving at a very, very steady rate, because he's with Dave Caldwell. Dave Caldwell isn't the guy he's not the guy to gas you up. Oh, you're great. He's not that guy. He's tall.
Real, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Dave's my guy. So Dave Caldwell is the guy who would say, listen, let's calm down a bit. Let's go in the gym. Let's work on these things, and let's have that steady progression. And I think because you're having that steady progression, you've come from great amateur background. You know what I mean? World Games bronze medalist, gold medalist in the Commonwealth Games. That's pedigree. So sometimes you got to go backwards before you can go forwards, right? So you're just seeing like, let me go, I want to go, because I can meet these guys, right? Yeah. And not only that, but he's analytical of the game. So I'm saying, just take your time and do what you're doing. Like I'm saying, the Cheeseman fight to me is a very, very good fight. It could be a domestic fight for a European title. That means a world. That's a lot. And take it from there, because I'm looking like the Scott Fitzgerald fight. That's a good fight within itself, because similar to you, the only time that he hasn't scored a knockout is when he's been with journeymen that know how to survive. Same with you. When you went to points, same thing. You was in with a guy that was here to tuck up. But anybody who comes to fight you, they're in trouble.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what makes it a great fight.
Absolutely. On your cap, you have a Team Machine written on there. We know why. Jay wants to know, Anthony, you're known as one of the hardest grafters in boxing. With such little time out in between fights, do you feel overtrained? And actually, just before we came, you were saying you had a bit of a break at Christmas, which for you is pretty much unheard of, isn't it?
You know what? I've just put my whole trust in Dave. Like when Dave taught me to train, I train. Whereas an amateur, I thought I knew better. Like some days I used to train 4 times in one day, and that's just looking back was madness. Like I used to overtrain as an amateur, and I think that I used to be too peaked all the time. Where now, Dave, sometimes he stops me from training when I get a little bit annoyed because I want to do a few extra rounds. And he's like, that's enough. And like about a year ago, I went to say, come on, give me one more round. Whereas now I just know I'm not going to win. Just take them off and sit down because I know that he knows how to peak me. Where years ago I used to just like always do me extras. Like on GB, I'd do me 3 sessions, and I'd go downstairs and do another session on my own without telling no one. So I think I've learned to tone it down because too much sometimes is worse than not enough at all.
It's learning about having the rest days as well.
Yeah, but it's good to have like Dave as the experience he's got. Like years ago as an amateur on GB, it's a great setup, but it's like 30 boxers, 5 coaches, so we don't get that individual one-on-one which I've got now under Dave. So I've literally whatever he says do, I do.
A bit like your training, isn't it, Spencer?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Finally, Chris wants to know who would win between you and a prime Spencer Fearon.
I never had a prime, so yeah, I didn't have a prime.
I'll take him to school, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he most probably would. But if we was to meet in a car park, my friend, it'd be on. I just want you to know. No, you just got to be...
Me too.
Yeah, give me that watch. Now, listen, it is what it is, man. I was a very, very good talker, but I used to suffer from really, really bad nerves. And it's like, now I'm an old man now, I'm 45, I can speak about this. I used to suffer from terrible nerves.
Did you?
Oh, it was horrible. It was really... But... not on fight days. Leading up to it, like 2 weeks in or a week before, bad nerves. I'd be crying. It was really bad. It's weird now. Like when you come out of the game, now you can look back and you think, oh man,
should have enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. Should have enjoyed it. So when I see someone like you now,
a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It's excellent. So when I look back now and see someone like you now, who like on social media you get a lot of stick because you speak it how it is. But I'm saying you don't let it offend you. You just get on and do it, and that's the nicest thing. So sticks and stones can break bones, right?
No, okay. That's a good point. Like, and why I say to some people, they go, after the fight, what are you looking forward to? And I'm like, I'm looking forward to the fight. I actually look forward to fighting. I don't like think, oh, I want to go on holiday. I do enjoy a fight, and when you actually see me in a proper fight, you'll see how much that I do really enjoy.
Do you know what? I'm really looking forward to talking to you on the podcast this afternoon. Thank you very much for this.
No problem.
And you can download the podcast on iTunes later today. Make sure you do that.